Sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I was disgusted with myself, and all I wanted was to get her out of my apartment as fast as possible.
Whoa, wait a minute. What time did your little friend leave? She was still there? She was in there when I was in there? Oh, just
Listen.
All right, well, research shows that in 1/3 of marriages, one or both partners admit to cheating. If infidelity has surfaced in your relationship, how do you get over the betrayal, or can you? And if you're dating multiple people at once without any of them knowing, is that considered stepping out? We're back with Dr. John O'Neill, Dr. Shana Lewis, and Ty Lerman to help answer some of your relationship questions there. All right. I used to think growing up that cheating would be like the worst thing that could ever happen to a relationship. And then actually when I saw friends go through it, you go, okay, sometimes it is the glue that binds you together. And then other times it is the thing that really damages someone's belief in someone else as a partner.
Absolutely. There's that fundamental trust at the bottom of any relationship. And once that has been compromised, the whole foundation is now at risk. And there are some who can work through infidelity, and there's others where it's a deal breaker.
Yeah, and this is where I guess it comes down to really asking the question why someone cheated. And is it all, like with a lot of things in our psyche and therapy, it all rests in the why.
I think there's no single why. I think a lot of times, one, they're seeking for something that they're not getting in their relationship. Sometimes it's also just a really moment of really poor judgment. But regardless of the why, I think the more important part of healing the relationship, or seeing if there is an opportunity to heal the relationship, rests in between those two people, and if they're both willing to be vulnerable and put in the work to try and fix it.
Yeah, like one of my friends, a couple, it was he was emotionally invested in that other person, and that emotional investment, it just, she couldn't pull it back. The other one was you travel all the time.
Sure.
And when you come home and I want to talk to you, you're tired. And so you could totally see how that person would seek just somebody hug me, right, type of thing.
Right.
So in looking at working that part through. Now the hardest part, I think a lot of times with a lot of couples where they're dealing with infidelity, is when someone says, I forgive you. Do you really forgive? You're going to have to maybe forgive but not forget, but you're going to have to let go of it. If he's 5 minutes late, where is he at? Who is he with, right?
Yeah.
And
it's a process.
Yeah.
I mean, forgiveness is a process. The whole forget piece is pretty tough. And so you have to rebuild the trust, rebuild the hope that that marriage can actually work, or that relationship can work. Because that is the ultimate betrayal. Whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's spiritual, whatever it is, it's a betrayal that it takes a lot of work to overcome.
yeah, all right. So online, Facebook has brought a lot of people back together, and been responsible for a lot of people kind of like falling apart. So if you're online having a relationship, you're not together, not in bed together, is that considered cheating?
Absolutely, because it's an emotional investment of your time, your energy, and if you're online, Google eyes and hearts and stuff online, then you don't have to give to me as your partner because you're distracted with someone else. Absolutely, it all counts.
Emotional cheating is absolutely real.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, we know it. Texting, sexting, all that type of stuff.
Well, I mean, ask yourself the question, if I told my partner about this, would they be okay with it? And if my partner is okay with that, okay with flirting, Facebook, texting at 2 o'clock in the morning, if my partner's okay with it, well, there's other problems. But that's an easy way to kind of say, is this cheating? Because cheating starts with lying, hiding in the shadows, all that good stuff. So
there's a myth out there that men are always the cheaters. Well,
that's wrong.
That is wrong,
That's
right?
wrong.
In fact, I think most of the studies show that it's almost 50-50.
The thing is, though, that women have gotten really good at it, and they don't get caught as much. From my practice,
I've heard that.
I'm just telling the truth. From my
so what is that? What are you saying?
Y'all don't have a code on your phone, or if you do, she knows what it is. It's your birthday, and she knows that, right?
I'm just saying.
So women are really
men
good
are
at
more
cheating.
careless.
Now all of us men are going, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Men are a little more careless, I think.
Wait, you're saying men are careless? It's probably true.
Phone's just
You're
laying
right.
there. Yeah. All right. Okay. Here's a question here. I'm currently separated from my husband. It's been 2 years, and our divorce is not yet final. I've been on a few dates already and have been intimate. However, I feel guilty because my family says it's still considered adultery. I don't agree. What should I do?
I think it boils down to personal values and where that lies. Religion obviously plays a factor of that. If your religion says that you are still in a marriage until that divorce decree is out there, then but ultimately it matters what means to you.
And it's hard because a lot of couples will tell you that the marriage was over long before the actual moving out type of thing. So and then of course we get bogged down in courts and stuff, and that's kind of just becomes that government
Which could
piece of
take
paper.
years.
Yeah, it can take years. All right, so I'm sleeping with, all right, whoever this is. I'm sleeping with multiple women, but am not in an exclusive relationship with any of them. Do I need to tell them about the others? This gets difficult because I know girlfriends have come and cried on my shoulder, and I would say to them, did he tell you you were the only one? Did y'all discuss that? And sometimes we don't discuss it because we don't want to hear the real answer.
Absolutely. You don't ask the right questions, Deborah. You don't get the right answers.
Right.
I'm just about truth. I mean, if you're going to have an open relationship, then be open. It leaves less stuff to go wrong later on. It still could be a problem, but at least you knew.
Yeah. And sometimes when you know what the response might be, you don't volunteer the information.
Right.
That guy's not going to volunteer that information and wait for her to ask because he's not really wrong when she finds out. It's like, did I tell you? You were the only one. So this comes down to when you're in a relationship. Obviously, when you first start dating, you're kind of trying to figure out what works with you two, right? But at what point in that relationship do you stop and say, okay, are we dating exclusively? What are we working toward? That proverbial thing of we need to talk.
Yeah, I think you do have to communicate those things. We make a lot of assumptions about relationships, and those assumptions come with we think we understand the person we're with, or we think we understand where we are at in that relationship, and we don't.
Or we think we're actually dictating
that's
where we're at
we
in the
may be. We may
relationship.
very well be. So being very clear, here's where I feel like we are at, or I feel like I'm at in the relationship. Where are you? I mean, it's amazing what happens when we ask questions about the person we're in a relationship with. Or we ask them what they're thinking, how they're feeling, what their experience is. It's amazing what can actually happen when we communicate. It sounds so cliche, but that's absolutely true.
And then you have to ask this person why he would be keeping the information from those women, because he knows what the answer would be. But sometimes we also know women. You watch those bachelorette shows or bachelor shows, and you know women, as soon as they find out there's somebody else, then we get more competitive.
Oh, yeah. A woman does not like to compete with another woman.
Yeah.
That's period point fact.
Look, this man is messing with fire. He may be in trouble.
He just better stop. That's all I gotta say.
Just saying.
Wherever you are out there, just stop.
Just stop.
What we're,
Look at this guy. I'm dating several women. So far,
do
you're
it.
number 2.
Yeah.
Right? So.